Welcome to my dining room. I'm showing you a piece that I acquired yesterday for my collection. After this video clip, there will be a little more detailed presentation about this flag known as the Stars and Bars, or the battle flag of Virginia, I believe. But this is printed on, it's printed on burlap. And this was found in Saginaw, Michigan, in a basement in a house across the road from me. It is old, but I'm not really certain of the age. I'm thinking somewhere around maybe 1900, definitely after the Civil War era. This is actually a burlap sack, which I'm told was used in the fields down south for picking cotton. It was thrown over the back, and it was filled with cotton balls as they were picked. This says some damage to it, but it is nonetheless an interesting piece, somewhat significant historically. It's too bad the hatred that people have for this historic memento of the Confederacy. So I wanted to show this to you and talk just a little bit about it. And I will, after this little video clip on this same program, there will be a slide presentation with more information on the Stars and Bars and the other three flags that the Confederacy adopted. This particular flag, again, was never the official flag of the Confederacy. It was the official flag for for Virginia, I believe it was. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at it. I saw this a couple months ago and really wanted to add it to my collection. And the opportunity finally arose last night to do so for a very, very, very inexpensive price. And pleased to have it. I will end up putting this under glass in a frame and displaying it here in my museum home. All right, well, thank you, and stay tuned for the slide presentation following directly. The controversial battle flag of Virginia, the Stars and Bars. You know, having been history-minded since I was a young child, the Civil War era has been particularly fascinating for me. So when I was offered the chance recently to add a vintage depiction of the battle flag of Virginia, I hopped on it. Let me tell you a little about the piece that I acquired before looking at the flag's history. The material this is on is burlap, and while overall its condition is fair, there is some damage at one end, and there is some light color fading. While quite old, this piece does not hail back to the Civil War. I believe it was made in the 1890s, but this is only an educated guess. This is actually a burlap sack measuring about 22 inches by 28 inches, and I'm told it was used in the South as a collection bag for when out picking cotton. It would have been slung over the shoulder. This piece was found in the basement of a home here in Saginaw, Michigan, which was built in the 1920s. That is all I know as far as any provenance is concerned for this piece. Who owned it and how it made it to Saginaw will likely remain a mystery. Most people believe that this was the flag that was officially used by the Confederacy, but such is not the case. Actually, it was the battle flag of General Robert E. Lee's army in Northern Virginia. The battle flag was designed by Confederate politician William Porches Miles and was actually rejected for use as the Confederate official emblem. It was, however, incorporated into two later official flags of the Confederacy as a canton, which is a small square in the corner of the flag. Actually, it did not become an overall symbol of the Confederacy until after the Civil War. So what is all the fuss about this Stars and Bars flag? A Pew Research Center poll indicated that 30% of Americans see the flag as a negative symbol, and 10% feel positive when they see it, and 58% don't really give a rip at all. Of the 30% who felt negative, mostly they were African Americans and Democrats. My feeling about it is indifferent, but the flag is of historic significance. I also feel that all the political correctness crap surrounding this flag is a bunch of BS. by a bunch of mamby-pamby liberals. That, of course, is just my opinion. The Army of Northern Virginia was the primary military force of the Confederate States of America in the Eastern Theater of the Civil War, as well as the primary command structure of the Department of Northern Virginia. It was most often arrayed against the Union Army of the Potomac. Now let me close by quoting the following from the Encyclopedia of Virginia, and I quote, "Following the war, proponents of the lost cause used the battle flag to represent Southern valor and honor, although it was also implicitly connected to white supremacy. In the mid-20th century, the battle flag simultaneously became ubiquitous in American culture while, partly through the efforts of the Ku Klux Klan, becoming increasingly tied to racial violence and intimidation. African Americans conflated the battle flag to opposition to the civil rights movement, while neo-Confederates argued that meaning had to do with the state's rights and Southern identity, not racial hatred. The political and social lines of dispute over the flag remains much the same as at the beginning of the 21st century." Well, that's about, end quote, but that's about it, without going into, a great long piece about the Civil War, which is not my intent. I just wanted to tell some about this piece, which I acquired. And while you are here, why don't you take a moment to subscribe to my channel here so you don't miss a single new program from the Dennis Morrison channel. If you'll look through the playlists that I put onto my channel directory, you'll find Golden Age radio programs, Michigan history, Native American Michigan history, paranormal, all kinds of things, Bible studies, children's stories, all kinds of things that hopefully will interest a wide variety of people. Thank you for stopping by, and have a great evening.